Alright, so my lip syncing is a little bit wonky on my model right now. So, bear with me for, for just a few minutes here. Or for like the entirety of the video. Um, alright, so we have to talk a little bit about the whole NTE situation. Now, I decided to go in a little bit deeper into this whole entire subject. Um, because it's okay. Let's be for real here, people. China as a country has been notoriously known as the rip-off country of the entire world. All right, it has ripped off Gucci bags. It has ripped off what is it called? Ralph Lauren products. It's ripped off perfumes. It's ripped off. Dare I say? Let's look over here. It's, ripped off vehicles. And we're gonna touch up on the whole like vehicle thing in a minute because what I found about the Porsche in NTE is quite hilarious. And I was wondering, like, okay, there's no reason why Porsche is inside the game unless something really wacky happened. And honestly, yes, it did happen. It did happen. What I thought was true, what I thought wasn't true, turned out to actually be proven true. Um, so yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and go into the whole NTE AI situation, and it's gotten unbeknownst to the VTuber sphere, including like Iron Mouse and Shylily. All right, we know that there is this whole thing about oh generative AI and stuff like that, and so on and so forth, right? And that the VTuber sphere is kind of like, oh, with the generative AI is bad because artists are like this and that. And then you have like all these crazy naysayers saying, oh, but you played the game and stuff like that. Well, here's the thing. Um, so I just came across an article from the Associated Press. So for all the VTubers that are going to be playing the gotcha games in the future, be forewarned because there's a parade of different issues that's about to end up happening. Mainly, there is one thing that people have noticed was like a generative AI of like a popular anime in Japan. Currently, as it is right now, Japan and China are about to go to war with each other. As it currently stands right now, Japan is trying to essentially rewrite their constitution to where they are allowed to use militaristic force not as a defense anymore, but as an offense. Currently, right now, what the Japanese our constitution is that it's only able to use use and develop weapons for defensive purposes. Right now, what they're trying to push for with the new prime minister is that they're trying to rewrite the constitution to where they're going to use their weapons now for offense against China. So, as it stands right now, and we should all know right now that China and Japan are in not good terms with each other. Basically, it has a lot to do with the propagandization and brainwashing from the CCP to be quote unquote racist against the Japanese people. Hence why they ripped off the anime from Japan, right? So right now they're just going back and forth, bantering and all this other stuff, and one upping each other and being like very detrimental to each other. Yeah, it's right now it's a mess between those two. But essentially, what's going to happen right now? We're going to touch up on the whole AI situation. Because apparently, China's games, the rip-off capital of the entire world, is now going to use generative AI in everything: games, technology, films, so on and so forth. So, if you guys think that generative AI is bad in neverness to everness, according to this article that has been written on May 5th of this year, it's going to get much worse. I'll leave the link of this article down in the description below. Uh, okay, so I'll leave the link of the article in the link in the description below. But essentially, what's happening right now is that there is, in the population of 1.4 billion people, 600 million people were using generative AI as of December of last year, a 142% increase from a year earlier, according to a report by the government controlled China Internet Information Center. And with its recent surge in the use of agentic AI like OpenCloud, including for so many Chinese businesses, the consumption of data by AI models has also risen, measured in what computer scientists call tokens, or units of data such as part of a word. The weekly share used by Chinese AI models has recently surpassed US models, according to OpenRouter, an AI gateway platform that tracks data and enforces security across different AI models. Um, so basically, China is, for a lot of disparaging VTubers, is going to embrace generative AI to the extreme. And it's all because of the war between Japan and China, as well as trying to make it simpler to rip off other countries. Even to the point of cars. Now, we're going to get to the cars in just a second because it's going to end up being very interesting. Specifically, the Porsche brand. So Chinese products incorporating AI, such as cars and robots, are making major advancements, from humanoid robots with advanced cognitive capabilities to AI systems that drivers can use more complicated tasks like making a restaurant reservation. The AI competition is clearly shifting from models to ecosystems. A fellow at the Asian Society Policy Institute Center for China Analysis focused on economics and technology. Chinese users are basically acting as real time testers at scale. Oh god, I don't know what the protests are there at China when it comes to like AIs and stuff like that. I think it's pretty crazy. I should say there's a shit ton of protests in China for a lot of things, and I think AI is one of them. So yeah, so for all the VTubers out there, it's only going to get worse. The Chinese game, it's gotten to the point where it's like you can't even play the Chinese games anymore. It's all going to be AI generated. They're all going to lie to you about, oh, it's not, there's no AI. No, as it currently stands, because of the quarrel between China and Japan, and China's push to make AI even better, including generative AI, ripping off artists and ripping off Japan and ripping off all the countries and original artists, Van Gogh, what is it called, philosophers and all this other stuff. So yeah, China's doing some really really crazy things with generative AI, and it's not for the positive reasons. It's basically for the negative reasons. And I did actually end up making a video like last year talking about Dawei being like the ambassador to the CCP. So yeah, you could look up what's it called? There's a YouTube channel called what's it called? David Zhang with China Insider. Uh, Look at it back about a year ago, a couple of years ago, something like that. And he has pretty much um, pointed out that Genshin Impact is basically a hub for Chinese propaganda, basically. So that's the thing. Um, all right, now we're gonna go ahead to get into the Porsche thing. And it seemed pretty weird that they had Porsche in there. Well, apparently Porsche is in a bit of a rut right now. Because Porsche ended up making a factory, or according to some article I just saw, like they had 148 Porsche factories in China. Now they're cutting back to 100 factories in China because the sales are not doing very well in China. Gee, I wonder why. Like for any of you, so for any of you that have been actually like keeping up with China, what's going on with China and stuff like that. Um, China's economy, even though it's like pushing for all of this stuff, even though it's like pushing for AI, even though it's like pushing for like, what is it called? AI self driving vehicles and stuff like that. It's they're mass producing it, but they're not mass producing it at a quality rate. Uh, for a lot of people that don't know, there are a lot of exploding EVs in China. I just saw a YouTube short about a Chinese SUV where they, in case that there's like some sort of like accident about to happen, the EV just ejects the battery. Now I saw that YouTube short, and it got me a little bit concerned because the amount of force that was um, used on that car was completely excessive to the point where if you're going down the highway at a grandiose speed, like I want to say above 45 miles an hour, you're gonna end up spinning out of control. So yeah, those are like just like complete and utter death traps right now. Whether they improve on the fact that it doesn't use so much pressure is yet to be determined. So yeah. So right now it looks like um China is trying to increase sales in China for the Porsche brand. And yeah, it's basically an advertisement for Porsche. That's all it is. It's basically a built-in advertisement for Porsche because Porsche is failing in China right now. That's why the Porsche, I think it's the Porsche Cayman. Was it the Porsche Cayman or the 911? I forgot which Porsche it was, but maybe somebody could clarify it in a minute. Who knows? But yeah, that's basically all it is. It's just a fancy advertisement to say, hey, Porsche is failing inside China. Please come buy our Chinese Porsches. Yeah, after this debacle, where they ripped off the what is it called, Mercedes. They ripped off Jaguar. They ripped off Land Rover. They ripped off Range Rover. Um, they ripped off the Porsche 911, the McLaren, Mini, Rolls Royce, and so on and so forth. So, so basically, that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Oh, geez, they even ripped off the Maybach 6? Damn. Damn. Seriously? Yeah, so, um, it's getting bad for Chinese games right now. It's getting bad for Chinese games. I don't for any VTuber that wants to get sponsored by any kind of Chinese games, don't do it because they're essentially using they're going to push for generative AI. That's it. It's ditch. It's ditch. Everything is ditch. Uh, how many of the video games are going to be using generative AI? We don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, with combination of China and Japan at each other's throats, it's only going to get worse. So this is just a fair warning for all of you. Requiescat in pace and have good judgment, people.